Hey Charlie.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hey, why does 3PO always tell you the odds?
I don't know. Why does 3PO always tell me the odds?
Because he can't even.
Oh my God. Happy New Year.
And
Welcome
I
to
quit.
Explore the
Goodbye.
Force. This week, we're going to be talking about 2024 and have a look at the year ahead.
Wanna buy some death stick?
Jedi.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Always a pleasure to meet a Jedi.
And my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
You failed, Your Highness. I'm a Jedi.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 86. As always, thank you for joining me, Jack, Jimmy, and Charlie here at Explore the Force. Before we start this week's show, how have you both been over the holidays? Let's start with you, Jimmy.
I have been awesome because we've had a 2 week holiday, as you guys would say over there, and it looks to be getting extended. Just got hit with snow and ice last night. This would be, when we record on Sundays. Monday's already been pushed to Zoom for the morning, and then Tuesday, I bet you we won't have school. So we're getting a little extended break, but things have been great. An amazing Christmas, amazing New Year. I mean, I'm rock all this fun Christmas stuff. So yeah, I've been awesome. Can't wait to get. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting back to a little bit of structure, but not too much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been a great break. Charlie, how about you?
Hi everyone. I've been brilliant. I feel like I've still not quite recovered from my Christmas period. My nieces and nephews descended on my mum and dad's house with force, and I love those kids,
Nice.
but goodness gracious me, I think I'm still tired.
How
Amazing. Love it.
about you, Jack? How was your week?
Yeah, I have been super busy in the sunshine of Lanzarote. I
Yeah,
recently got back
really
Friday.
roughing it
Yeah, and obviously, if you're in the UK now, it is snowed quite heavily. And in the States where Jimmy is,
Hmm.
like I just mentioned, it's snowed as well. So to go from sunshine to snow, bit of an extreme. But yeah,
down.
glad to be back. Glad to be back podcasting, doing what we love. Can't wait for more. Right, let's head into this week's Force Encounters.
For my ally is the Force.
Okay, so myself for this week's Force Encounters, I've been building my little studio, as you can see if you're watching on the YouTubes, but I've also been playing loads of Star Wars games and in particular playing a lot of Star Wars online, so getting back into the swing of those sort of things. How about you, Charlie? Anything Star Warsy for you this week?
It's less of a forced encounter, more of a forced departure. Unfortunately, this week I've said goodbye to the wonderful little geek shop that I've worked at in my local city centre for the last 2 years. I will miss every customer that I had a chance to sit and talk Star Wars with on a Saturday morning. Thank you all for keeping me active and engaged. It's going to be sad to see it go, but here's to a new chapter, I suppose.
Nice. Nice. What about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I have had Star Wars overload. Maybe it's not such a thing. Not such a thing. Yeah, everything has been really focused around Star Wars for me the last couple of weeks. Reading, I finally had time. Like I threatened. I beat the main story of Star Wars Outlaws. Absolutely loved
Nice.
it. Excited to get on to some of the DLC and some of the little side ventures I didn't do. But yeah, just absolutely, just tons and tons of Star Warsiness in my life right now, and it's awesome. So, but yeah, that's it for me, really. Let's go and see what news is coming out of Bat 2 to start off 2025.
The people in this crowd will soon be among almost 40,000.
For those who are among the 900 with news media or promotional tickets, this sneak preview probably would be the only chance to see The Empire Strikes Back.
Cool, some awesome news coming out of Batu then to start us off for 2025. Star Wars Podcast Day is happening on February the 7th, and there are a ton of awesome shows taking part. This is going to be the 5th time this has been run. It's like an unofficial celebration of the audio community. Explore the Force is obviously in that list amongst others. And this was first started to celebrate the first recognised podcast, Jedi Talk, which was launched way back 7th of Feb 1999, ahead of the arrival of the Phantom Menace. So big shout out to those organising that, and a thank you for letting us take part.
What does a podcast in 1999 look like? Because I think about the technology we use today to do what we do. That's some work. That's some effort.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I can't imagine it being burnt onto disc and passed around.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. Who knows? That's crazy. I wonder if you can find those. I'll have to look. We have got some good news as well, and we don't have a ton of news coming out, but we got some good news over at Substack. Writer Clayton Sandell caught up with Jake Lloyd, who played the young Anakin back in 1999, The Phantom Menace. Jake Lloyd is improving and said this: "The experience I've had with the fans is immediately therapeutic," he says. "Right now, it's still therapeutic. It's helpful for people and healthy. It isn't something I shy away from." Jake says he wants fans to know he feels their support and went on to say, "I really do appreciate the time that's been taken on us," says Jake. "I'm very appreciative." This is something we've talked about, talked about Ahmed and some of these other things and how they were treated in 1999 and 2000
Yeah.
Mhm.
and how he would be received. Like, you think about Hayden at Celebration and how that place just went cuckoo
Crazy.
for Cocoa Puffs over him, after all the disdain. So I'm
Mm.
glad this is like the first time I've heard anything from Jake Lloyd in a long time. Like, I don't remember, because he usually avoids any kinds of conversations about anything.
He
So
does.
that's pretty promising.
Yeah, it's great news. And if you've got a chance, anyone that's listening, make sure you do get over to that Substack and listen and read the article by Clayton Sandell. There's a lot more to the article. We could spend a whole episode talking about this, but it's great news. Jake Lloyd has said himself he's getting back on track where he wants to be in his headspace, which is absolutely amazing. And as always, us at Explore the Force are really happy to hear this and send him all our support. Charlie, what other news have we got?
Don't forget that this year is Star Wars Episode 3, the 20th anniversary in 2025, with a new logo revealed which shows Obi-Wan and Anakin, the famous picture of them clashing lightsabers in front of a large Vader mask. It looks super, super cool.
Yes, it does, just in time for Celebration Japan. So that logo is going to be floating about in a few t-shirts, I'm sure. More on Celebration Japan in a later episode. And I think that wraps up this week's news. Okay, so before we look ahead to 2025, we're going to dive into 2024. Before we go into the fun stuff, we just want to take this time to again wish all the Star Wars community, friends and family our deepest sympathies and thoughts as we lost some incredible and influential people of Star Wars. So 2024, what a year it was for Star Wars. Lots of new releases, with its most recent being the Skeleton Crew. You've got the Acolyte, we've had Outlaws, 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. We've had some awesome TV shows and documentaries, the music of John Williams, which was absolutely amazing. And the final season of The Bad Batch. We've had lots of High Republic novels such as Tempestuous Breaker, Temptation of the Force. We've had comics galore, bridging the gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. We've had tons of collectibles like the Ghost ship from HasLab. We've had Jabba's sail barge being shown as well. And Lego with Rebuild the Galaxy and sets of that with a Dark Falcon and more. But what I want to get into before we really do kick off is the nitty gritty of what our favourite 3 things of 2024 have been. Charlie.
So we are going to start with our number 3 and work all the way down to our number 1. So Jimmy, I need you to get started and tell the people what is at your number 3.
Oh my goodness. Well, some people are going to get mad at me for this, but this, not the Acolyte. I want to just go. I just want to go out on. I didn't dislike the Acolyte. I enjoyed it. It's not going to make my top 3 of 2024. Just with some of the criticisms we had. However, when you think about the fight scenes in episodes 5 and episodes 8, and especially this one here with Jecki, I haven't seen a Star Wars that has made me gasp. When it spoiler alert, Jecki gets 3-hole punched, and I still think about like, holy crap, I can't believe that happened. One of those things in cinema that I wasn't expecting. I mean, it's not quite the Red Wedding, but in Star Wars, I mean, we all assumed that, her and Yord were going to be,
Yeah.
would continue on. I mean, heck, even Tessa Gratton thought that as she's writing the book about them, that they were going to continue
Yeah.
on. So I just think the lightsaber battles were awesome. It's some of the best things we've seen in a long time. Some different stuff. I really enjoyed it. I really let Chimera let loose, made him evil, and of course the
Yeah.
stuff with Soul and like that at the end. But yeah, so the Acolyte lightsaber battles, episodes 5, episodes 8, and even some of the what we call it Force Fu in the first 2 episodes with Master Soul and all them. I really, really loved. That's the thing about the Acolyte. There was a lot to love, but there was also some things that just didn't hit for me. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a big giant baby about it and be like, it ruined Star Wars for me. There's a lot of great things about it, and I'm going to focus on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there were so
Mhm.
many great things about that Acolyte, and I know that Quimir, or the Stranger, if you like, is one of 2024's biggest standout characters to come out of 2024 as well. So I'm expected to see a lot more of those cosplays at Comic Cons. My number 3, probably expected to be fair, is Star Wars Outlaws. Such a underrated game, I think. I know a lot of people will disagree. It has improved massively since the updates have come out. A bit buggy at first, but the storyline, the whole crime syndicate stuff, the space travel, the ships, everything is outstanding, I think. And for me, someone that wants a wide open world, more of an exploration game. There's a lot of choices you can do. It's the closest thing to an RPG-ish sort of game for Star Wars, I think, that we got. Kay Vest is amazing as well. Such an awesome character. And Nyx, again, how they pull it out the bag with these companions show after show, whether it's a droid or a live-action being is totally beyond me. But yeah, for me, Star Wars Outlaws absolutely knocked my socks off. Still playing the game, still heavily invested. And obviously, Jimmy, you said that you've completed it. Any of you guys got any thoughts on Outlaws?
yeah, I mean, I love it. I don't want to give anything away, but there's some people that you run into, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, I've heard this name of this planet before. I've heard that name before. I wonder if that's so and so. And it turns out to be. And I thought that was really clever. There's just a lot of little things here. I don't want to give anything away. The way it ends, and then the cutscene at the end, just kind of. I don't know if we'll ever get another game just because of the backlash on this one, because Star Wars fans seem to want to ruin everything because what Kay Vest wasn't pretty enough, I guess. I'm not sure what the big concern was there of some of these people. But again, I say everything you say, Jack. It was awesome. Kay Vest was a great character. Nyx was awesome. ND5. I mean, all these crew and just getting to see Kira, I swooned every time she was on the screen. So, yeah, I loved it. I'm excited to keep playing it.
Awesome. What about you, Charlie? What's your number 3?
So the number 3 on my list would have to be the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace.
Nice.
What a joy. May the 4th celebrations last year were kicked off in style with The Phantom Menace returning to theatres to celebrate the 25th anniversary of its release. As if it's been 25 years since that film came out. Are you kidding me?
Crazy. It is
A
crazy.
few episodes back with Explore the Force, I explained how important this film is to me and my Star Wars journey. And with Ahmed Best's triumphant return in 2023's Mandalorian series, this felt like such a love letter to an iconic piece of cinema. At the time, I was still recovering from an ankle fracture and I wasn't able to go and see it in person, but it was an excuse to snuggle up on the sofa, watch it on Disney Plus, and it still holds all of the same magic that it did for me as that little kid sat in front of my mum and dad's giant CRT monitor, poking it into the VHS player.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I'm a massive fan of Phantom Menace. Nobody that no one can tell me otherwise. I absolutely love it. It's definitely up there in my top 3. I was lucky enough as well to get that poster from the 25th anniversary. So that's back home. Yep, shelved away. But yeah, I absolutely love the Phantom Menace from the musical score and it's got probably my favorite character in Star Wars being Darth Maul. So yeah, I'm on that train with you, Charlie. What's your thoughts, Jimmy?
Yeah, I have a little bit different journey with the Phantom Menace. You know, I mean, obviously, I'm a lot older than you guys. And I remember going to see it. I was working at Cedar Point in the summertime. It was a summertime job. It was a lot of fun, and we're like, "Hey, Star Wars is back." I'm like, "Oh, let's go see it." And the ending of it was amazing.
Yeah.
I would say that we got caught up in some hype, and I maybe was a prequel hater for a long time. And then when I came back to Star Wars, so those came out, and then I kind of, like I said, I've had an up and down with Star Wars. And then going through my divorce, I started kind of reverted back to and just kind of fell back into Star Wars and listening to a lot of podcasts and things like that. And unfortunately, at the beginning, I got pulled into some hateful groups, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Then I found some good ones, and they talked a lot about finding what you love about Star Wars and things like that. And again, I'll never like Jar Jar that much. I love Ahmad Best. Like, he has blown me away. And I love that. I love that that little stuffy that you have there. But like, it doesn't necessarily land for me. But I love Ahmad Best. And I will say that leaving the 25th anniversary viewing, I was a little emotional just thinking about my journey with Star Wars and life, where I
Yeah.
was then, fresh out of the army, thinking I know everything, thinking my opinion mattered to everybody. And then, 25 years later, just going and enjoying something and finding the small things that I love about it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my journey with it. And and it's different for everybody, but I really, really was kind of emotional when I left the theater. I was kind of blown away by just, like how much
Yeah.
I have, I guess, as a Star Wars fan. So.
That's class. Love to hear it. Love to
That
hear
was
it.
that
Charlie,
was
number
so
two.
beautiful, man. Thank you for
It was. It
sharing.
was very poetic,
My
wasn't
number
it?
two. That was
I'm not
beautiful.
just a
Oh
free
my
patient.
goodness. That was way better one than what I said. Goodness me. Oh my goodness. Are we moving on to our number twos? My number two
Yeah.
probably has to be the finale of The Bad Batch. I know this might be, like Jimmy,
Oh,
this might be a slightly controversial one. I get it didn't hit for everybody. I get it. That's okay. But on the 1st of May, we said goodbye to Clone Force 99 for the last time. The cavalry has arrived was a rousing, emotional, and heartwarming goodbye letter to my first proper introduction to a Star Wars animated series. I didn't grow up watching the Clone Wars, and Rebels kind of just completely passed me by. I don't quite understand why,
yeah.
but hey, it happens. And way back when I spent the first few seasons of Bad Batch hyper focused on this intense breakdown of each episode. But thanks to that, I developed such a strong kinship with each of the clones, especially Omega, and seeing the time jump at the very end to see her grown and older gave me such a strong sense of hope for the future, for her future, and even my own. An incredible
Yeah.
series from top to bottom, some amazing memories. I've made some brilliant friends thanks to Bad Batch, and I will miss it terribly.
Oh, we're in tears in my eyes already from that. I absolutely love The Bad Batch. We went to a panel. Was you with me in London for that panel? Jimmy Bad Batch panel?
Probably not, Jack, because I don't break the rules.
No, I don't think you was. But more on that in another episode. But yeah, what a episode! I remember sitting down ready to watch The Cavalry Has Arrived. Probably actually the last two or three, because I think everybody on the internet was expecting somebody to die. So for us to have an ending like it did, leaving everybody like hooked, waiting, wanting more. And I always say it, classic Star Wars, more questions than answers. There's no Asajj, um, Omega left to go join the rebellion. What had happened to the other members of Bad Batch? Are they going to meet again? Oh, God, yeah. Every single heartstring was pulled on that emotional final episode. What a fantastic number two. Any thoughts on that one, Jimmy?
Yeah, I love that series. We first got word of it, for the season one. I was like, okay. I wasn't one of those people like, we don't need this. Like, honestly, we don't need any Star Wars. Like, all Star
Yeah.
Wars is fun. Like, none of it's needed. So those people who make that argument always frustrate me. I'm like, oh, who do you get to decide what's needed? But man, those characters really grew on us. And then after
Yeah.
season two and some of the stuff, and there was a lot of fun. I think Taylor and I got together and we did a lot of breakdowns of the shows and things like that. And then I had a bunch of guests come on for each episode after a while. And yeah, I loved it. My only complaint, and this is my only complaint, was I just felt like Omega was meant for more. Not that means that she wasn't going to accomplish it as a part of the rebellion. You easily see her being the second to, Leia, or a general in her own right,
Yeah.
But like, that honestly is it was my only complaint at the time, was this, I expected more for her, like, as this character that was strong. We watched her grow up. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun for me to watch her grow, and it's kind of like what we do with our students and the kids that we coach. You see these kids growing up, and again, she's animated, but they wrote her really, really well. And then you see her, and you're just like, well, I thought she would do more, I guess. And then they put a lot of stuff in there
Yeah.
too with the size.
Yeah.
Why they put her in there? Is she forced? All these different things. Is someone else going to die? So every week we're just waiting for more clone. I mean, I think I predicted that all the Clone Forces will die, saving
Yeah.
her or left. So I was way off, but I'm glad I was. But yeah, that's an excellent, excellent, excellent ending. Excellent series for a series that we didn't need. Apparently, I thought they did really, really well. So
Yeah.
I was pretty pleased
Yeah.
with it.
Right there with you. And next one then, I'll start us off, is my number 2. And this was another big one for the heartstrings, because to do with our Instagram. So when me and Jimmy got together to start this whole podcast, we were told it would never last. However, last year we hit 1,000 followers, and I remember messaging Jimmy, going crazy on the phone that we'd hit 1,000 followers, let alone get into episode 86 here today. Obviously now we've got Charlie on the team as well. We've got Taylor still doing the reviews for us as well. We've got Mike doing recaps, and we just seem to be going from strength to strength. And honestly, I cannot express our gratitude, not just mine, for everybody that's been supporting us, listening, engaging with us. The community that we've built on our Facebook page as well. There's lots of chatter on that from all different walks of life, and then we've got big things that are happening this year for us. And I am so excited for 2025 to see where we go from here. But yeah, for me, a little bit cheesy, but yeah, 1,000 followers is it's just mind blowing. When people tell you it's not going to last past episode 7, here we are. Nearly 80 episodes afterwards. What about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I can't say enough about that. And I want to, again, thank Jack. I want to thank Taylor. Charlie, I want to thank you for coming on board. And Mike, it's been awesome. And here's to a couple thousand more down the line. And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 1,000 is not that many on Instagram. But for us, it's a start. And I wasn't sure what we expected, but it just keeps getting better, and we keep exceeding our expectations. And as long as we're having fun and meeting new friends like we have been, I mean, our community has grown, and friendships have grown to have been made because of this. And, that's a win right there. But, so my number 2 is going to be The High Republic, Tears of the Nameless by George Mann. I don't want to give storylines away, but I will say this, and I know it's tough to keep up with The High Republic. If you're not an avid reader, you don't have your summers off like I do to sit down and just crush a book, or I'm able to sometimes buy it hard copy and audio, and I'm able to kind of tag team it that way and get through. Mm-hmm. But that story, and again, part of Phase 3, George Mann has been brought in. Every book that they've released in Phase 3 has been my next favorite book. So, I mean, it just kept ramping up. But this one is the most Star Wars adventure. I mean, it's almost a little bit Skeleton Crews in there a little bit. You have this adventure, you have this mystery, you have this, I mean, it's almost, excuse me, it's got some Jedi, what's the first one? Fallen Order, right? Yeah. In Order. It has some aspects of that adventuring, finding things, people coming back. You've got this terrifying monsters. I just think this book has everything. Then there's a death scene in it that still, when I think about it, just kind of wrecks me how beautifully, and just how, I mean, just reading it, how George wrote it. I mean, I want to see it played out on screen. I hope someday that we see some High Republic stuff. These characters, because I have spent a ton of time with these characters, and I feel connected to them. And I think a lot of times that's what makes Star Wars is, and I always bring up Ahsoka. Everyone hated her. And now, I mean, I didn't care
She's
for her.
another.
Now I have her tattooed on my shoulder, so it's like, you know, these characters grow on you. You like them, don't like them, whatever. But this book specifically is just knocked out of the park. You could probably
Yeah.
read this as a standalone. Some things may confuse you, but I mean, I just think the adventure in it in itself just really harkens kind of skeleton-esque, just fun Goonie adventure mystery
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be my number 3, which was a hard one to decide on all those books because there's a lot of good ones that came out this year. So
Yeah.
that's my
So many. Nice. You want to start us off now, Jimmy, with your number 1?
love to. Let me find it real quick. All right, this might surprise people. Here we go.
Yes.
I hate
Nice.
Barriss Offee, right? I mean, I've always been super angry with her, and I wanted her to get her head chopped off by Vader. I thought it was going to be one episode. Vader's going to see her chop her head off. Done. I'll have my vengeance. Ahsoka will be redeemed. I blamed her for everything in that storyline, and they blew me away with her redemption arc and her story. I still can't believe by the end of just 3 short, 12 to 15 minute episodes, we got like 45, maybe 45 minutes with her.
Yeah,
that they took a character that I despise with everything in my soul. I mean, I would watch Clone Wars when the episode she was in. I'd be so mad knowing what she was going to do. And just the turnaround, and then of course how the mystery ends. And Barriss has been the censor of, is she Marok? Is she this? Is that her? Is this? And I love it. And they could have put it to rest, but of course they did not, because we have no idea exactly what happens yet at the end of that 3rd episode. But I just thought, I was blown away by this story, the redemption, how she found her way, and and I know the Force isn't real and all this stuff, but man, it makes you think about like everyone's journey in life and where you can be one place, and then you can be someplace else, but just by the choices you make and how things kind of push you and pull you in different directions. So yeah, I absolutely loved Tales of the Empire, the Barriss arc. I'm not real thrilled with the. I don't think the other 3 really made a whole lot of sense to me. Like still don't understand a few things, but this Barriss arc was, I think, knocked it out of the park. So that's my number 1 for 2024.
Okay, nice. Tales of the Empire was decent. Morgan Elsbeth, I get what you're saying. It's a little bit. I didn't like the battle scene.
I still don't understand why she wants to help the Empire. Like, it doesn't make sense to me why she's helping the Empire when they took everything from her. Like, it just doesn't. I don't. Maybe I'm missing something. I must be missing something, because it just doesn't make sense to me. I love Morgan Elsbeth. I love her art in Ahsoka and Mandalorian, but that little bit in
the story bit,
just it just doesn't fit for me. But that's there's people out
there
who love it. Cheers to them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, buddy. Charlie, number 1. What's it got to be?
Oh my goodness. My number 1 is obvious, plain as day if you've been listening to me chat on this podcast for the last couple of weeks. This is the closest that I have to a cuddly Neil. It's close, it'll do. Of course, it's going to be Skeleton Crew. Where do I even start? Oh my goodness. Bad Batch, I was really sad to see go. Tales of the Empire, take it or leave it. Had fun, not my fave. Acolyte was complicated, and please don't get me started. But when it felt like all hope was lost,
yes,
from the depths of the stars has come my little blue angel and all of his friends. It's fun, it's an adventure, it's nostalgia, and it's authentic and original storytelling set within the Star Wars universe. And it makes this show so unbelievably unique, I think. I'm absolutely obsessed. As soon as it's finished, I'm going to watch the whole thing over again. It's immediately become a comfort watch for me. It's just enough drama and just enough intrigue to keep me incited and keep me interested, but not so emotionally devastated, which is why I struggle to watch like the sequels and the prequels, because it's fun, it's playful, it's silly, there's a nice little bit of like adult and more grown-up humor in there for the grown-ups that are watching it with their kids. I always enjoy kind of things like that. I can't speak highly enough of it, and I know I'm not the only person of our listeners, of my friends, of my other Star Wars fans who I know who love it. I absolutely love it.
It's smashing it big time, especially on Disney Plus. I think it's number one most viewed over here in the
I
UK.
think
Jimmy, I don't know
so.
if you're aware of that. And I was listening to Mark Newbold earlier, and he's yet to find paragraphs, if you like, or articles, purely written articles, where people are trying to say, it's not great, it's not this, it's not that. Nothing's out there. No one can substantially say why it's bad. You get the normal
No.
haters, but there's no substantial evidence behind it. Like the acolyte is this and that and whatever. Yeah, sound. But there's nothing that's going to go. It's so hard to dislike. Lucky enough, in Lanzarote, I went and watched the Goonies on a rooftop cinema. Amazing experience. And I could start to see the resemblance, and my daughter did not take her eyes off it. And she's exactly the same with Skeleton Crew, so I can see, the comparisons with the adventure with the kids, etc. Yeah, I'm not surprised that's not your number one, Charlie. What's your thoughts on it, Jimmy?
Yeah, I had a hard time not putting it in my number one or in my top three.
Yeah.
Thought we could cover a few more things, but yeah, I love the fact, Jack, what you said. It's sad to me that during the Acolyte and all that. I mean, I was saddened by the fandom during the Acolyte, just some of the awful things people were saying. I wish that people who like things were just as loud as people who don't like things. Like I really wish that people would scream from the rooftops, I love Skeleton Crew. Like we do obviously, and we sell it, and we've done things with Neil, and we love Neil, we love everything that's going on. It bums
Have
me
you
out a little bit.
seen?
It bums me out that we're not yelling and screaming as much as we love this show. And I've seen some critics. I saw one guy who was like attacking Neil as it being annoying and all this stuff, and people jumped all over him on this Facebook group. I'm like, he's allowed to have his opinion. It doesn't land for you. I'm sorry that he doesn't land for it, because most of the world seems to love Neil. But yeah, I absolutely love this show. I said to we did a recap of episode 6, and Molly and I were watching Goonies, getting ready for it, and we cut it off right after the kids go down the tubes on Goonies. Like, all right, we're running out of time. We'll pick it up afterwards. And then you turn on episode 6.
Down they go.
The tubes, and I was just like, I mean, Mike and I, I don't know, we were just kind of at a loss as far as like, they keep telling us what it was, and it really is what they're saying. And I just, Bryce Dallas Howard knocked it out of the park. But yeah, that's exactly, Charlie, what you're saying too. Those is what the fandom needed, I think, after the Acolyte, just given the discourse with 100%. That. But I really hope, I really, really hope that they stick this landing. We get a nice story. These next 2 episodes really crush it, and it just comes off as maybe, and I think we'll probably talk about this, after it's done and we have some time to sit back. But where does it rank? With for people, and it'll be exciting. It'll be a tough battle between that and Mando and Andor. And I thought it'd be hard pressed for a show that nobody really understood why they were making it or whatever. It just absolutely landed with most people. It's got, you guys said, like it got little kids' attention. It's someone my age who's like calling back to the Goonies, and like I'm just like these kids are living out my dream as a child. And so I hope Watson Ford do more Star Wars. I think they should just, you know how Star Wars always overreacts and gives people 47, you get 47 movies, that they should just hand Watson Ford the next trilogy, right? Like just
here
you go, take it, do something with it. We don't care what it is, just do this.
Let's do it, please.
So I love it. That's a great number one. I said I was hard pressed not to put it in my top 3. I just thought we'd cover some different things, and I've really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, nice. Same detail. However, my number one to finish it off was also Skeleton Crew-esque, if you like. So I was lucky enough to go down to the media event in London. It was freezing. However, the event itself was amazing. We had a little bit of a stage set up. It was like the back of the Onyx Cinder. And then, the cast and crew, they all came out as well. So we had met John Watts and Chris Ford. Handed out the little poster beforehand. They signed my poster. Jude Law was there as well, signed my poster. Ravi was there, signed my poster. all the kids on my poster. And I remember just looking at my poster thinking, oh my God, this is the first time I've had something signed from every single main person from a show or a movie or whatever. And then just watching the kids and their energy and the freezing cold. I remember reporting back to you, Jimmy, saying, look, if these kids, and I keep saying this, I've said this on every show, I said it to Charlie as well on the YouTube last week, I think it was Friday. I was like, these kids' energy, if it's anything like it is now in a warm studio, it's going to be amazing. Like, and this is coming from somebody as well, where I'll hold my hands up. I wasn't that keen on the idea at all. At one point, I even thought it wasn't going to happen. And then, it completely U-turned me. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favourite TV shows, but again, more on that in a later episode. But yeah, I think for it to go wrong now in these last 2 episodes, it would really have to do something crazy, which I don't think it will. It's on a straight trajectory now. Just keep doing what you need to do, and like you said, Jimmy, give Chris Ford and John Watts, give them reign, let them go do a trilogy, a film or whatever, or have some say in the Ridley stuff. Same with Bryce Dallas Howard. Let's get all these directors together. Isaac Chung, whoever it is, just get them all in one room now. Just like the High Republic stuff. Kevin Scott's been on the show. He's told us, they all sat in a room together and they all discussed where their book's going to lead them onto the next author, etc., etc. So, it can be done. It should be done, and hopefully it does get done. But yeah, that was my biggie, I think, for 2024. Now, we had some amazing responses from all the listeners and viewers on our social medias. And we're going to read off some of those that we got. I'll start us off, and then we'll just go from me, Charlie, Jimmy, and back to me in no particular in that order, so you don't get bored of hearing the same person talking a lot. So Stephen Robb was with me. His standout favourite for 2024 was Star Wars Outlaws. Said it's an incredible game and bang on for Star Wars tone. Expansion missions still coming out and more to come. So completely agree with you on that one. Jimmy, what we got next?
Callum Barnes says, so far, I mean, we are in 2024, end of 2024, but Skeleton Crew, but Bad Batch is a close second. So yeah, those are 2 good ones. Very nice. Charlie, what do you got?
Nice. Jonathan Shaw said, I've really enjoyed Star Wars Outlaws, a really fun game, and finally got into the Bad Batch, a fun show, and can't wait to see what other animation shows that could be announced at Celebration in Japan. What an excellent point, Jonathan. I always forget about what they can do with the animation, but the limit doesn't exist. So it could be anything, and that's so exciting.
Oh, yeah. Wayne Cooper Smith, easy one for him. All of it.
The Cooper Smith.
Nice.
Yeah. If all of us could be just like that, right? Just loving it all.
I know, you're right.
Our friend of the show, Anakin Crespin, says, The Bad Batch. I had just moved back in with my mom right before the trailer for season 3 dropped, and it turned out to be the perfect series to watch with my 7-year-old little brother. Omega became his favorite character on the show, and I remember at the end of the series finale, little Ronnie and I were both a little teary-eyed and emotional. LOL. It was very special for me and my family, and I'm glad I got to have that experience with them before leaving again. And these days, I've been getting to watch Skeleton Crew with my own little family. So yeah, Anakin was going through some stuff. I was chatting with him, and Star Wars always comes and it helps people. Like it just did for me, and that's a great story. And something he and his little brother will be able to hold on to. So really exciting.
That is so lovely. Robert Pearson said, all of it. Laughing out loud emoji. I'm happy as long as it keeps coming to expand what we have available already.
Great shout. Darren Briscoe, he enjoys all Star Wars. He really doesn't have a favourite this year. He's just giving him that dopamine hit while engaged in it. So there's always something to keep me on that high.
Right. Ed Friday, the last season of Bad Batch, the excitement of the Acolyte, Star Wars Outlaws, and the awesome Skeleton Crew and amazing people behind Explore the Force. Thank you, Ed. Me getting my Sandy finish and getting into the 501st UK Garrison. So congratulations on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's a great one.
Huge congratulations, Ed. Stuart Logan says the last season of Bad Batch. Good man. That's what we like to hear.
Nice. And Andrew Lorden, the body double, the Naboo God from the Phantom Menace. Easy one for him. Phantom Menace 25th anniversary. And I think that pretty much wraps it up for our 2024 review. Over to you, Jimmy.
All right. Yeah. So a huge thank you for everyone who sent in those messages, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that. And we do have some other stuff coming up here. We got people who sent in videos in that we're going to play in a little while. But please, 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 if you have something you want to say, you have questions, you have a topic idea, hit us up at exploretheforce@gmail.com. Send us a voice note. Just post on our socials, message us, whatever you want to do. We want this show to be kind of steered in the direction you want it to go. Because the three of us can sit and talk Star Wars about anything. So you give us the topics you want us to do, or the ideas, or if you agree or disagree with something we said, let us know, and we'll chat about that as well. So thank you to everybody who sent stuff in.
It is 2025. We are 5 days in, and what are we most excited about for? Jack, let's start with you.
Easy one for me. Easy one. Obviously, we've got the Andor stuff coming and all that, but Star Wars Celebration Japan, baby. Japan was on a bucket list. I said when it was revealed I wouldn't be going. It's too much money because I want to go around and explore Japan. I said Star Wars Celebration London would be the first and only one I did. Jimmy said I doubt that. He was right. So, yeah, I'm off to Japan. I'm going a few days early so I can explore Japan as well. I cannot wait for Star Wars Celebration Japan. What about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I remember listening to Jack say all the same things I said after Chicago, and everything I said after Anaheim, and everything I said after London. I'm supposed to say I can't wait to go see my man crush at Japan, the Jude Law lookalike himself, Big Jack. But now I think this is going to be a great trip. I don't know a lot, don't really know what's coming out. I think the end of the High Republic Phase 3 in April, May or June. I can't remember. I think maybe it's June. That one's high on my list. Yeah, going to Japan. I mean, again, bucket list. And of course, we have some news we'll announce in a little bit. But yeah, Japan's going to be really special. And so I'll say, as of right now, Japan, unless they announce something crazy, I don't know what will beat Japan.
What about you, Charlie?
So I'm also supposed to say something about what's this about a man crush? Need to change mine to the above.
Oh, you guys.
You're terrible, the pair of you. Terrible, terrible. I'm most excited for anything Ray. I'll take news, I'll take set photos, I'll take a half-baked set of ideas about what's going to be in the trailer. I'll take anything more than a Daisy Ridley interview where she's clearly talking under a non-disclosure agreement. Please, I am begging you, Star Wars, just give me something, anything Ray related, and I'll shut up.
Love it.
I'll be happy. It'll be fine.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
I was going to make a mean joke about I was excited for the Ray movie coming out this December, but as Star Wars sometimes does. I know we've been singing their praises. I don't want to bring it down, but let's get some organization. Let's move forward. Let's make 2025, super positive and don't do things like that to us anymore.
I can't swear at you because this is family friendly, but please know in my head I am swearing at you.
Oh, love it. Love it. Awesome. So that is our 2024 review, and I'll look forward to 2025 show wrapped up. As always, a massive thank you to all the listeners. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jimmy and Charlie. Over to you then, Jimmy.
All right. So like I said before, we had all these things sent in, and we had a few videos sent in. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play those right now. Some friends of the podcast, some people, we've been on their shows, they've been on our shows. So here's what they loved about 2024 and what they're looking forward to about 2025. And if you don't follow them, what are you doing? It's 2025. Go follow them. All right. So we'll be back in a second.
Hey, Jack and Jimmy and all you Explore the Force fans there. My name's Christopher from Seriously Star Wars. I hope you all had a very happy and safe holidays. So my favorite Star Wars thing from 2024, because there was a lot to choose from. There was Skeleton Crew, which we're still in the midst of. There was a lot of Star Wars Funko Pops that released, which as a huge Star Wars Funko Pop collector, there was a lot of those. There were other Star Wars series. We had the Acolyte, which was a highlight for me as well. I know it wasn't a highlight for a lot of other people, but I would say my number one Star Wars highlight for 2024 had to be Phantom Menace, the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace, back in theaters, getting to see it on screen again on the big screen, getting to see the pod race, the duel of the fates with my favorite character, Darth Maul, kicking some Jedi ass there. So that was incredible. That was probably my top highlight of 2024 as far as Star Wars stuff goes, because there was just so much stuff in 2024 as far as collecting goes. There was a lot of Funko Pops and other stuff that came out. We had Skeleton Crew that we're in the midst of right now, so that might be my highlight for 2025. Possibly, we'll see. But the thing I'm most looking forward to in 2025 is Andor Season 2. I know a lot of people kind of they had mixed feelings about Andor. I loved it. I think it's one of the better series. It's up there. It's like next to Mando. Mando's top, and then Andor is number 2 for me as far as live action Star Wars series go. It's just so incredible. The writing was incredible. The cinematography, it felt like a movie. And we got 12. It's the only series we got 12 episodes of, and we're getting another 12 episodes in April. So really looking forward to seeing how they bridge that gap between Andor Season 1 and Rogue One, because it's gonna jump like 4 years in that span of the 12 episodes. So every 3 episodes, another year has gone past, and we're going to see some crazy stuff happen in Andor Season 2. We're going to get K2SO again. We're going to get some other characters return, such as Orson Krennic, Director Krennic. We're going to get Saw Gerrera again. So really excited for Andor Season 2 again. Thanks to Jack and Jimmy at Explore the Force for including me in this 2024 recap and look ahead to 2025, and we'll see everyone later.
Hello there, my name is Alina, and I am a huge Star Wars fan and content creator. I am the Phantom Mamus on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All of my socials are linked in my bio. And I post a lot of lightsaber spinning, a little bit of cosplay, and I just have a fun style that I like to post. My favorite Star Wars moment from 2024 would probably be going to Galaxy's Edge for the first time. I was able to go in Disney World and Disneyland, which was incredible. I went with a few friends, and I was able to meet people there. It was so awesome. I'm so incredibly fortunate to have gone. So yeah, and in 2025, I'm really excited to see more of Skeleton Crew. So far, it's been amazing. I'm so happy because I was really looking forward to it, and I'm really glad that I'm able to enjoy it. I love all the characters, and I love the storyline. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes. Bye!
Hey guys, it's Mike the Mailman. Just wanted to take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy holidays and thank everybody who has joined us on Tuesday nights for Jedi and the Mailman. It's been a heck of a lot of fun. Best thing about Star Wars this year, guys, we had Bad Batch come out earlier in the year. Fantastic show. We had the Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy show. Lots of fun. We're having a lot of good time with Skeleton Crew going on right now. But my favorite thing of this year was The Acolyte. Now, The Acolyte wasn't the best show out there, but I did like it. And probably the reason why I'm saying it was the best thing is just all the talk that it inspired. Just so much, a lot of it negative, but it really got a lot of people talking, and some very passionate people coming out talking about how the show connected with them and whatnot. And just personally, this is when I got into the all these shows and the recap shows and whatnot with Jimmy, and just been having such a great time with it all. So The Acolyte is my best thing in Star Wars this year. Looking forward, what are we looking forward to in the coming year? We got Andor Season 2 coming out, and that's got to be, the highlight. I am so looking forward to that show. It's going to be great. But beyond that, just continuing with Explore the Force, watching you guys, continue to build this great community, this great show. I'm just so happy for Jimmy and Jack and everybody else involved. You guys are doing a great job. And I'm super excited for our show to continue. Jedi and the Mailman every Tuesday night. Come out and join us once Skeleton Crew is all done. Jimmy and I will be back to our normal Tuesday night routine. talking Star Wars with my oldest buddy. And, just want to thank everybody in this community. It's been such a good time getting to know all these new people and whatnot. And, just thanks, everybody. Jimmy, Jack, thanks for the opportunity. Keep putting out the great stuff, and we'll talk to you later. Happy holidays.
Hi, and happy holidays from Poptography. My name's Patrick, and I was asked by Jack and Jimmy of Explore the Force to kind of do a recap and kind of tell you a little bit about myself. So let me tell you about myself. On Poptography, I do creative images of Star Wars Funko Pops, as well as my unboxings, what's in the box, and I do my version of a toy hunt on The Hunt. And every once in a while, we do some other fun and crazy things, custom pops and things like that. So anytime, please come over, subscribe, check it out. You won't be disappointed with the images, that's for sure. But today, it's more important. During the holidays, Jack and Jimmy wanted us to do a quick video clip highlighting some of the favorite things of 2024, as well as things that we're looking forward to in 2025. So I will start off by saying that my favorite episode, though, was episode 5 of The Acolyte Night. I really love this. I just thought that whole scene where unfortunately we lost that awesome young Jedi Padawan Jecki, but I thought the scene with Chimere, the Stranger, Jecki, and Master Soul, that was a great fighting scene. We lost Jecki. We got introduced to Chimere's, or the Stranger's, lightsaber that can come off the hilt and have another one. And, he unfortunately poked through her like a toothpick into a summer sausage from Hickory Farm. So that was pretty sad, but that was a cool scene, as well as when he took down Yord, snapping necks and cashing checks. Like, that was insane. Absolutely insane. And that's also why I felt like my favorite new character almost was Neil from the new Skeleton Crew. I really love him, but I still am going to give it to Chimere. He was just badass. He was just awesome. So my favorite character 2025 was that. Overall collectible. Now, I usually do Funko Pop, but I did back the HasLab. So I will have to say, my favorite collectible for 2024 was none other than the HasLab Ghost. Very excited to have gotten this right before Christmas Eve. So this is definitely my favorite collectible. It was awesome. My favorite moment of 2024, though, was the Skeleton Crew trailer. I really enjoyed seeing the Skeleton Crew trailer utilize that 80s hit, Major Tom. But in Huttese. So that was my 2024 favorite moment. My favorite thing to look forward to in 2025 is really just meeting up with other fellow creatives and creators of Star Wars content, collaborating with them, things like that. Really getting to finally meet my good buddy and friend Christopher. He's a co-host with me and Jedi Lex over on the Star Wars Popcast together. But I'm finally going to meet him at the Niagara Falls Comic Con in 2025 in May. I have a room booked, and I'm really wanting to go to the ICCC so I can meet all my friends and creators down from that Florida area that I know are going. So if I'm hoping I can pull that off. It's a 2-week in between. It might be kind of tough, but I'm going to see if I can pull it off. We'll see. But those are things that I'm looking forward to in 2025. Jimmy and Jack, thank you so much. I enjoyed watching all your content this year. All the different fellow creators and friends in our community working together over last year. It was great having you guys on episodes. I really enjoyed being on yours. This is a really great opportunity to have us all do this, and it was a great idea. And I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, a great Boxing Day, and have a great and happy and healthy New Year for 2025. And may all your Star Wars dreams come true, my friends. Thank you very much. Take it easy.
Hi everybody, this is Mark Rolfe. I'm a musician and a Star Wars fanatic, and I often try and find the time to combine those two things. I've been very fortunate this year to have been involved in Explore the Force. Jack and Jimmy are sweethearts, and they've allowed me to come on the show twice to talk about Star Wars music, the music of John Williams, and just have a lovely chat with those about the thing that we all love so dearly. You guys have asked me to think about some of my favourite memories from the year. Well, there's one. Meeting you guys and getting to know the community that you have so lovingly and brilliantly created. So thank you to you guys. Other favourite memories of the year, where do we start? I went to Echo Base Live twice and I worked at both of those as a musician. To meet some great people, make Star Wars music with some amazing people, and even got to work with one of the Star Wars actors, John Simpkin, who played Klaatu. We managed to do some music together, and that was an absolute thrill and something I would have never, that the sort of 9-year-old in me would have never thought possible, because I was a huge Klaatu fan. I really enjoyed Star Wars Family Fun Day back in May. I got to meet and talk with Amy Allen then, who played Aayla Secura. And she was really lovely, and I'm a bit of an Attack of the Clones fan these days, contrary to popular opinion, but I really started to grow on me. So talking to her was lovely, and I'm going to be back there next year working with the band as well. I've loved everything. I mean, a happy clapper. I love what we put out. I'm so much more thankful to have Star Wars content in our lives than not have it. So I enjoyed The Acolyte. It was okay, it's good fun. Yeah, nice, enjoyed it. Can't really find many negative things about it. I try not to look for the negatives in Star Wars. I think that keeps me a more happy and positive Star Wars fan. It's a shame it's not coming back, but I guess they try things out and good on them for doing that. Bad Batch was good. Seeing what we've got of Skeleton Crew so far, that seems lovely, good fun. Great idea, nice and fresh. The music is really interesting. I'm making lots of notes for you guys for when we can talk about the music of Skeleton Crew. Some fascinating things going on there for me to really nerd out with. So yeah, it's been a nice year, but I think the most enjoyable thing of the year is just that we're starting to get those sparks and those hints of what's starting to happen. You know, with the Rey movie and with the Mandalorian movie, and with the future TV shows. You know, we know Andor's pretty close, Ahsoka's being written. So my favourite thing is just getting those bits of information. I've always been a rumours guy, and I love that you start to see the things together. You hear about casting, then you hear about, you know, possible filming locations and sets being built. So that's been fun this year. There's been a lot of speculation. I'm not too sure much clearer what's happening with the future of the movie franchise, but it's going to be an exciting 2025 as things start to break a bit more, isn't it? So I really love getting those little nuggets of information. So Jack, Jimmy, Taylor, thank you for all you do. You built a lovely and sincere and passionate community of lovely and sincere and passionate Star Wars fans. So good on you. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Life Day, Happy anything else we believe, Happy being a Star Wars fan day, and rock on.
Your powers are weak, stop playing with yourself.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mike Nohosa, aka the Dad Vader. Just a nerdy dad who likes spreading the joy of Star Wars. I make funny content and, you know, talk about Star Wars. I'm also on General Kenobi's Bunker, a YouTube channel, where we love to get together, talk to the community, and spread the joy of Star Wars. Pretty simple, that's what we do. 2024 has had some interesting stuff happen in the Star Wars universe, wouldn't you say? What I'm looking forward to going into 2025 is, how about this new show? I'm having a lot of fun with it already. I hope you are as well. But let's see some more of that SM33. Smee, I like that. I don't think we can leave 2024 without talking about probably one of the best characters to come out so far. Was The Stranger, right? Seeing that brutality, it's pretty dope. Still some characters coming out for 2024 so far with the Skeleton Crew. We'll see what happens with them, but I'm definitely digging the show. Some other items that I'm pretty excited about for 2025 is potentially seeing you guys again. Explore the Force was great meeting you at Rebels ScumCon. Don't forget year 2 coming up. ICCC, I'm going to make a first time appearance there next year. and maybe a few more cons. So pretty excited about those, and I hope to see y'all there.
All right. So lots of cool things coming in 2024, and looking forward to things 2025. Dad Vader, you kill me. This guy, he needs his own stand-up comedy show. But as always, a massive shout out to our listeners. Thank you guys for the support. We're closing in on that 2,000 mark on Instagram. Really thank you guys. And again, like we said, we want this show to be your show. We want to be, we want to be your voice. We want to hear what you have to say. Please, please, please engage with us. Let us know where you want the show to go.
My wonderful, wonderful darlings. We are 49 followers away from 2,000 on Instagram. Oh my goodness. As always, remember to like this episode, share it with your Star Wars friends and family. If you're not already, go and follow us on all of our social media platforms. All you have to do is search Explore the Force, all one word. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Awesome. What a way to wrap it up and start off the new year for 2025. Jimmy?
All right. Looking forward to spending 2025 with you all. And for all of us, we have spoken. We'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the new music.
Close your eyes.